Nick, good to welcome you to Fleece Evolution. We've worked together for about 5 years in different guises, and you've never been to us, so it's good to welcome you up here.
It's a nice place to come and visit.
Thank you. But we work with you as a partner, so introducing customers to us, which is very important to us. From your perspective, what were the reasons you chose Fleece Evolution?
It's a good question. I mean, obviously, through a previous reward, starting the reward career and working as an in-house head of reward, I had the chance to see a lot of suppliers and assess what their offering is, so that now that I work as a consultant, then I've already done a lot of the hard work of selecting and looking at why certain businesses should go with certain suppliers. And it's around why you take a benefit to staff, that yes, you want to give them something that's really good and saves them money in the case of an electric or salary sacrifice fleet, puts them in good cars, it's great for the environment, all the usual reasons. But from an HR point of view, you don't want to increase your own admin burden, because it doesn't matter whether people charge for the benefit or whether effectively it's free to the business to offer it. There is still, in some cases, a lot of admin burden, which puts cost on the business, puts complexity into running the benefit. And I've always found that the Fleet Evolution have been simple and clean, and almost, to use a real old expression, it does what it says on the tin. You know, you explain things clearly before you set anything up. Your support at breakdowns, and I have been through it myself, is impeccable. They were absolutely superb. Instead of me panicking, breaking down in the middle of a main road, and suddenly everything's sorted for you. They were really, really good. To provide the benefit, you've got to be honest with potential clients or existing clients. And although if you look at some suppliers, they appear to be a lot cheaper than on certain vehicles, they're not explaining the fine print. And although they all say they're no cost, no risk to the business, there are limits on, just looking at the lever rules, just looking at maternity and cover for that kind of thing. Fleet Evolution have been far more open about what the cost of that is and who funds that. You know, the fact that actually it's included in the lease, so the employee is paying it themselves. There is no financial risk to the company. You can see that written on paper. With other people, there can be a 3 or 6 month, in some cases, waiting period, where, yeah, we'll cover the cost of a lever. Someone leaves immediately and says, oh no, it only kicks in after 6 months. And you're sat there with a car that you've got to pay for 5 months. You know, it's that openness, and it's the simplicity, it's the ease at which we can work with you. The fact that you set things up quickly, the fact that for me, and I have seen a lot, the quote engine is easy to use. But if it isn't, there's always someone on the end of the phone that will talk to you. And again, that's something that some people don't push as much as they should. When you're making a decision from an employee point of view, when you're making a decision about what you're going to commit to driving for probably the next 3 or 4 years, there are times when you want to talk to a real person who's driven one. And actually, you're not going to find anyone in your office. So phone your supplier who has that support and who is very friendly and open and happy to talk to you. It's almost like you're there to service your clients.
Which is an old-fashioned but very important principle.
Which is what every supplier should be.
Yeah.
But we all know that isn't always the case.
Brilliant. Thank you, Nick.